Okay, I know. I mean, we didn't fast some. We didn't do the fast some. But seriously, the manner in which Sanda, Howard, Hafiz, Fauzo, Mohammed Aminu M. Alabera, and the rest of our Muslim brothers and sisters chewed all the meat without giving us some. Ladies and gentlemen, the way they did it, you know, is it good? Is it normal? Is it normal? We are dying. We are dying for choco. How's that lady doing? I mean, she gave us one of the best soundbites during COVID. Do you remember her? Oh, let me remind you who I'm talking.
Social resistance. Social resistance. No ni make peke jiake. What choko bi ene one pin wa. One pin. Your fire Jimmy. Iye bi enyo. Ang me pipe mi. Ba ko ma ambiska na ba afonu. Ni nya ka wa forward. Ka rice fertilizer. Ni na no eko yen iye rice fertilizer. On ke rice fertilizer ni yen bako ni ekole mi la ba afonu. Ni kamila afonu na ba omo ba yele. Onko mususha ka badayo mi ona. Omo na jaka omo aba wa bagi kefo. Bonanfe ni wanye wa sabolai peke ngai pe. Is it fine? Is it normal thing? Is it unfair? What all this? What all this? We are dying. We are dying. We are dying for choco.
We are dying for choco. Philip Nilate, how about you check on your discovery for us? I mean, our friend, check on her, find out how she's doing. And one of the other voices that was discovered during COVID is Tumi Nyeura. Mia Peninja. Do you remember? Oh, you forgot to say, oh, yes. I was saying, some of your training here. That's some of your training here. Oh my, I didn't even come. I think it was Nanatu thing who discovered this lady as well. I call her macho evangelist. She faced off with police personnel over nose mask. Nose mask.
Minister. One Jamasaya do a bit to the Belada. I don't
Hey God, I've never missed, wearing nose masks, doing social distance, couldn't even shake people, couldn't hug people. COVID-19, man. COVID. That thing really disrupted our lives, man. It's been 4 years already. And yeah, we've moved on from that crisis. Have we really? I mean, we were wearing nose masks, we were wearing gloves when we went out to do interviews. Hey, what besides you do an interview without nose mask, OJ will come. Then face shields came, then we started using boom poles and put the microphone on it, and you'll be interviewing people. Every other Sunday night, we were glued to our television sets to hear fellow Ghanaians issue out instructions on how we were to live our lives, whether people could go out or not to work, whether we could bury our dead, whether we could hold congressional prayers, go to school, or shut our businesses and stay indoors. The president gave us direction on nearly everything we had to do. And COVID really took the businesses of a lot of people away. Many have not recovered. But COVID also gave some people some smart business ideas, and they are still reaping from it. COVID showed us the importance of a responsive leadership. We know how to bring the dead back. We know how to bring the economy back to life. We don't know how to bring the dead back to life. It also gave us the true meaning of when the fundamentals are weak, a crisis will expose you. COVID-19. It ended the lives of some of our very favorite people. It pushed our healthcare workers to the limit. Yet some people fleeced the public through illegal charges at some entry points. It has been 4 years. It's been 4 years since COVID came. We're still paying levies for COVID. It's been 4 years since COVID came. Have we finally empowered our pharmaceuticals to be able to manufacture vaccines and basic medications we need? Have we empowered our farmers to produce enough to feed us? Are we storing enough? Are we adding value and processing enough of what we produce to feed ourselves, at least if the world shuts its borders to us once again? If the world shuts its borders to us, will our leaders find a befitting hospital to rush to at the least cough? Will they find befitting schools abroad to educate their children on the taxes of the poor people? While cocoa scholarships meant for poor cocoa farmers' children keep going to children of the rich in Accra and Kumasi. And we're using that to sponsor them to MITs and Harvards and Yales and Cambridges of our world. How did we even end up here? And I was complaining about Sanda. How did we end up talking about COVID? I think I was complaining about Sanda and Co not giving us any of the meat, right? And then we were talking about we are dying for talk. Oh, man. And then memories of COVID started flowing. Anyway, I remember the day I was going to read the Prime News. It was the first time a Ghanaian had succumbed to the virus. Bro, I was shaking, man. I was panicking, man. COVID-19. My word. Guys, let's say a moment of silence for the departed souls. Did I say let's say a moment of silence? Observe a moment of silence. Yeah. Okay. Welcome to the show, everybody. This is BackPage on Citi TV. My name usually is Caleb Kudah. So let me say Barakah Salah to all our Muslim friends and to all the Amelias who have not brought Ocquaye because we understand. Please, Monday, come back. Okay, we drove like 35 minutes only to get there and she wasn't there. And let me introduce you to the latest Malam in town, ladies and gentlemen, Malam. So that was the parliamentary candidate for Dom Kwabenya, Ambassador Michael Ocquaye Jr. What was he doing exactly? Well, it was Eid, and so you saw him in his outfit, and he decided to help his constituents wash their, I don't want to say, just watch it again. So, what he was watching looks to me as though is what we call godi, or dross, right? And it appears to me is maybe one of the parliamentary candidate special initiative, one constituent, one godi washing initiative. I mean, we have to commend the Honorable for his selflessness. I like it. If all parliamentary candidates can be this selfless, Washingtons, beyond election time, I mean, just imagine. But Honorable Ambassador, please, go to the hospital for checkup in your own interest because some parts of your consequence, water no they flow. So the godi no, it is washed once in 2 weeks. So when they run out, hey, gobo. What is the gobo? In fact, watch the video again. You tell me, between sharing yogurt and washing underwear of your constituents, so Dr. Baumia has come under pressure. The pressure was that he should declare his stance on the LGBTQ and then the bill. you know the matter already. It has escalated and taken some shape and form. At this year's Eid, he decided to let the world know what his stance is.
Our cultural and societal norms and values as Ghanaians frown on the practice of homosexuality. Furthermore, as a Muslim, my view on this matter aligns with the position of my religious faith. The Holy Quran is replete with verses frowning on LGBTQ acts, including same-sex marriages. My faith is therefore very strictly against the practice of homosexuality. Allahu Akbar.
Okay, now what I have heard the NDC say is that Dr. Bawumia is only saying this to get votes. Their point is that if he really believes in what he is saying, then he should be putting pressure on the president to assent to the LGBTQ bill. But I heard a defense on radio that was like, and I thought it made sense, right? The man literally says that essentially, even for married people, the two can share the same bed and still disagree on what to do, when to do, and how to do it. And I thought, well, that was an apt punchline, actually.
It is highly unfair to now want to put all the burden on one person who just happened to be the vice president, that by virtue of that position, he is the one who should persuade. In fact, I heard this on TV yesterday, and I thought I was just shaking my head. I thought it's highly unfair. As far as we don't understand personalities, sometimes even a wife who is closer than a husband on certain issues cannot even influence that husband, and we know all of these things. Okay, so by virtue of just being a vice president, for people to think that if this is position, then clearly, in fact, we are even going to create conflict here over personality clash.
Yes, so Dr. Bawumia is no longer a mate. He is that wife who shares his views with her husband in all submission, with hopes that the husband will listen. That's the best he can do. I mean, until her husband is away from home, where she can then sneak in. So when the husband is away, then he, sneaks in digitization and other, Jack, where are you, and other things like that, right? Besides that, until he's away, he can't do much, really. But I heard John Mahama express shock at the number of taxes Ghanaians pay when they are clearing goods from the port. The thing, it overwhelmed.
A person imported a car, and I was just looking at the charges. This is it's a 2023 Lexus. These are the charges. 20% import duty. Then, after that, import VAT. Then, processing fee. Then, ECOWAS levy. Then, vehicle examination fee. Then, network charges. Then, network charge VAT. Then, network charge COVID. Oh, I'm shocked. Then, Ghana Shippers Authority. Then import NHIL. Then network charge NHIL. Then GHS disinfection fee. Then MOTI import declaration fee. Special import levy. Ghana Export Import Bank levy. Ghana Education Trust Fund. Ghana Education Trust Fund network charge. African Union import levy. Then COVID health recovery levy. Then certification. Then IRS.
Well, I actually thought the audience were saying to every item at some point, well, Mahama will mention COVID-19, VAT something, then they say we are suffering. Not knowing they're actually counting the number of items on, like us in the number of taxes we pay. So here's what I am going to do. I will invite the former president to take us through the list of taxes and levies again. Pay attention. And then also invite Dr. Baumia, who will provide some backing vocalist performance. So, J.M. Baumia collabo. Enjoy.
It's a 2023 Lexus. These are the charges. 20% import duty.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
After that, import VAT.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then processing fee.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then ECOWAS levy.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then vehicle examination fee.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then network charges.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then network charge VAT.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then network charge COVID.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Oh, I'm shocked. Then Ghana Shippers Authority.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then import NHIL.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then network charge NHIL.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then GHS disinfection fee.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then MOTI import declaration fee.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Special import levy.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Ghana Export Import Bank levy.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Ghana Education Trust Fund network charge.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
African Union import levy.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then COVID health recovery levy.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then certification.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Then IRS.
Ghanaians as a whole are suffering.
Yeah, I mean, Ghanaians are really suffering, especially those who don't own governing parties' card and were not born into rich families. Otherwise, how can you tell me that the daughter of the board chairman of former NPP national chairman, whose wife is an ambassador, such a person, such people's daughter, should be benefiting from a scholarship scheme meant for needy and brilliant people's children, or needy and brilliant students? How can you tell me this? How can you tell me that with all the meager state resources we have, £88,000 should be spent on one person to go and pursue a certificate course, not even degree or master's, 7 biscuit, 88,000 £. Like, how? Meanwhile, people are paying fees in universities, 3,000, 5,000 in Ghana University. When will these universities also build their capacity? When you say it, they say you are envious. When you bring or the meanwhile, Dr. Baumia Kasano, he launched some digital platform 2 years ago. And that was supposed to check this whole corruption thing. So why did they launch it? Because they knew there was a problem. And 2 years on, nothing has changed. So those who are defending this, like,
with this new system, this new scholarship administration system, government is seeking to ensure transparency in the scholarship awards. And by this, the risk of corruption will be reduced as all workflow regarding scholarship application will be streamlined. And that workflow, because it's digital, can easily be audited. Every application can easily be audited. Again, the new system will provide accurate and reliable data on scholarship beneficiaries, as well as tracking their academic progress.
What troubles me most is how, if you've ever been to the scholarship secretariat or some of these state institutions in foreign, the way they can be rude and disrespectful, especially if they think you are nobody. You have walked, you have traveled from Bechem through Circle, walk sign, you are sweating. The way they will even look at you, bro, you will know that truly and really you are nobody. See, one day, the poor will be left with nothing to eat by the rich. And I'm afraid it looks like That time has come. Yeah. And as for ECG and Gridco, after this break, the way they are breaking us into two, I will show you. Welcome from that break. This is BackPage on Citi TV. My name is Caleb Kudah. So before I take you to ECG, Kwesi Nyantakyi says he wants to be the Member of Parliament for the good people of Edreso following the unfortunate demise of their Member of Parliament, Dr. John Kumar. He says we should forget his past.
I remain focused on what I'm pursuing. My activities in the past or my past life is known to everybody. I can't do anything about it. Nobody can do anything about it. So we're all living with it. You must look beyond that and see the good things about the person. Nobody is perfect. Everybody in this world makes mistakes. But the stronger character is the one who is able to overcome your challenges and move forward. And I think they have gone past these things.
Okay. So in China, there is a man called Xin Zhuanghuang. Xin Zhuanghuang, right? He is the former president of the Chinese version of Kwesi Nyantakyi. He has been sentenced to life imprisonment for collecting bribes. You can check it out. But here in Ghana, Kwesi Nyantakyi, is it what again? Is it?
I remain focused on what I'm pursuing. My activities in the past or my past life is known to everybody. I can't do anything about it. Nobody can do anything about it. So we're all living with it. You must look beyond that and see the good things about the person. Nobody is perfect. Everybody in this world makes mistakes. But the stronger character is the one who is able to overcome your challenges and move forward. And I think they have gone past these things.
There is a reason we are Ghana. There's a reason we are where we are. The things we tolerate, the people we are allowed to lead us, all the things. Sometimes don't even put yourself up for public opprobrium again. But some of these people, the power is with them. Let's talk about ECG and Gridco. So ECG, ECG mobile study. Anytime I manage to find some soup into the fridge, that's when they do the a lot. ECG. So they released a statement on 9th April claiming that Gridco has curtailed power supply to their mobile bulk supply points. So some 34 communities will be in darkness. Meanwhile, more than that community, this is around 10. Then on 10th April, they released an infographic to show that the Dumino is not their fault. It is Gridco that gives it the supply. Then before they give it to us, we should not blame them and all of that. Just say, we don't, in the name of Mary, care whether it's Gridco or ICT or WAMCO or SAMCO. We don't care. Just give us timetable. Just give us timetable. We have to beg you people for doom so timetable when there is already doom. Right? December 7 is coming. Hey, what the light. When the time comes, we will see who is the boss. In the meantime, the president cut the sword for the construction of a health post in Shama. This must have been 4 years ago. I hear the tree the president planted, you know, when they cut the soil, they will plant a tree to symbolize. So if it's a mango, the mango has started bearing fruit, and the fruit is ripe, but the building is nowhere close to Mango Bunu. And I was hoping this particular hospital, the Shema Hospital, would be captured on the tracker, but I'm not sure. If you people have found it on the tracker, please share with me. However, this project is not on the government tracker, but it certainly shows that the brand Citi FM, Citi TV is on some very good track.
I announced boldly because I was standing on something. They had promised us money. And then I told the chief and the people that it would take us 2.5 months to put up the building. Did it happen or not? Then let's collect the offering. So based on the help offered to us by the Ghana Chamber of Mines, we were able to put up the health center.
We have both male and female ward. We have a laboratory, OPD section, and then antenatal and postnatal. So this is more like female and then both male health needs, and then it solves some kind of health needs to some point before referrals comes into